Hi, I'm Jeff, co-creator and co-founder of the Pizza Dome, and today I'm excited to tell you about what the Pizza Dome is, how it works, the Pizza Dome cooking method, and also how to make a Neapolitan cheese pizza. So first I want to show you the Pizza Dome. I currently already have my oven preheated for cooking at 500 degrees with the dome and a cast iron pizza stone in the oven. I'll show you that in a little bit. This is the Pizza Dome. It's comprised of two flexible brushed stainless steel panels. The reason that it's divided into two panels is because when you're done using the Pizza Dome, you can simply stack the two panels together and put them away with your sheet pans. Very convenient. If not, it's too large to store anywhere. So it has a simple mechanical hinge. You take these two pieces, you raise the smaller hinge up at a 45 and put it down. Make sure it's aligned and you're ready to put it in your oven. You grab the two outside corners, put a little pressure inward, and you form a dome. This rail and this rail slide right into your oven rack. And the reason it's made out of a rigid yet flexible stainless steel is because ovens' interiors vary. So if your oven's a little smaller, you can squeeze a little tighter. If your oven's wider, you can release it a little bit more. And that's how the Pizza Dome becomes universally usable. Okay, so right now we're going to go over and we're going to do a basic cheese pizza and we're going to cook it in the Pizza Dome. We're going to set a timer for 8 minutes. So in the Pizza Dome method, I'm going to show you why and what we're using in order to cook home pizza very easily. Now first off, I have tomatoes. These are San Marzano tomatoes and they're hand crushed. That's a great way to start. I've got like 2 teaspoons of salt in one 28-ounce can. Good imported Romano cheese, and it's some nice sliced mozzarella. I have about a cup of flour here on the table. So I'm going to grab a dough, and I'm going to work it. I also have a piece of parchment paper here. I use this instead of cornmeal or flour because you're not in a pizza oven. You don't have room to slide this into a 4-foot area. So you don't get the same kind of release from cornmeal and flour, and plus it ends up landing in the bottom of your oven and getting smoky. This works great. It gives you a lot of time to work with the pizza, and the weight of the pizza itself will help to slide off with the pizza into the oven to make a really smooth transmission into your oven. Okay, let's get started. Okay, take your dough, place it in the flour. I turn it once, and I start to shape it. I press it down a bit. Then I stretch the dough by hand. Neapolitan dough is a wetter dough. You're not going to find yourself tossing this baby around up in the air or any of those fancy tricks. What you do want to do is stretch it to the point where the dough is consistent pretty much in thickness. And then you transfer it to your parchment paper. The parchment paper is also nice because it allows you to work this a little bit longer if you want to form the pizza more than you had over here. The other good thing about it is it transmits the moisture less than with cornmeal. So if you're not quick at making a pizza, then the moisture in the dough will not make it stick to this peel, and then you'll have a hard time putting it in the oven and getting it to release. Next, I'm going to spread some San Marzano tomatoes in a thin layer on the dough. Okay. Sprinkle with the Romano cheese. And then top with mozzarella. I like to use sliced mozzarella. It's a lot easier to gauge how much cheese you're putting on. Shredded cheese tends to have high and low spots, and if you're not familiar with making pizza with it, you may over cheese your pizza. Okay, that's about ready. Let me show you. Now we're going to open the oven, and I'm going to show you there's a thermostat in there which I'm going to remove, but I've placed it in there so you can see what temperature the dome is operating at. Okay, my dome, under the dome, is currently 755 or so degrees. I will remove it quickly so you can see it better. Heat makes it a little hard to see. Okay, now we're going to take the cheese pizza and I'm going to watch me put it in and see how the parchment paper makes an easy change. You just simply slide it in like that. Sometimes it chars a little on the outside. I tend to rip it so that you don't have it overhang your pizza stone. It gets black, it doesn't do anything but get a little brittle, and so you don't want to make a mess. So I just tear the edges or cut it into like approximately a 14-inch circle. Now I'm going to set the timer for 8 minutes. And we're going to let this run. Okay. So how the Pizza Dome works and why it works. What we're doing is, in one manner, the dome itself makes the space of your oven a little bit smaller, so you're heating a smaller spot, but that's not actually how it cooks the top of your pizza properly while cooking the bottom of your pizza properly. So what actually happens is when the heat rises up, due to the contour of the dome, basically, without being too technical, it makes an infrared hotspot right where your pizza stone is in the center of the dome. So instead of changing or making your oven hotter, the top of your oven stays the same. The door of your oven stays the same. The pocket where the dome is being cooked gets up to 750 degrees, which you just saw. And the great thing is the dome isn't as wide as your oven is, so you have a 2.5-inch gap in the back where it releases to the vent system. And generally that's even where your sensor is located. So it doesn't alter the way your stove works, which is great. So you're not actually making the stove hotter, you're just creating a hot spot inside the stove. So at the end of this 8 minutes, we're going to pull this cheese pizza out and see what we got. We have 6 minutes left. So you can see how the Pizza Dome goes together, how you install it in the oven, and how to make the pizza itself. There's a lot more details on our site, and I'll be posting a ton more videos. But to let you know, just like everybody else who likes to make pizza, I love to make pizza, and I love to do it at home. And for years, I tried to get my pizza to come out right. It takes a long time to master dough, figure out what you like in sauce, how you want to cheese it. Everything about pizza, you know, is a learning experience. But the one thing I could never solve was the oven. You know, and I've done everything you can do, all the little tricks, all the things that you've ever seen online about cooking pizza. And nothing I've done has ever been exactly how I want it. And I've cooked my own pizza in professional ovens, and I loved the results. So I knew it was the oven that was the problem. And that inspired me to find a solution. So through trial and error, I ended up coming up with this, and it actually works. So that's probably the most beautiful part about it. And it's so simple, it's easy to store, and it does what, you know, you have to spend a minimum of $2,000 in order to do. And the good thing is you already own your stove. So the only component you need is this, a pizza stone, a peel, and some other items. And you're making pizza that you would never be able to get out of your oven any other way. And on the note, I used to do pizza making where I would heat the cast iron and I would cook the pizza and then switch to the broiler. I found that it never made the crust proper because I think, you know, basically what happens is you're cooking the bottom properly and the top of the pizza, the crust is dehydrating before it sears, which is what the high heat does. It sears it, keeps the moisture in. So when you cook it with a pizza dome, you're not in a two-stage method. you're getting the same heat on top of the pizza as you are on the bottom. So you're not just simply burning the top of it so it appears to be just like it is cooked on the bottom. You're actually cooking it all at once and searing it in the same manner. So at the end of this, we're going to look at it and see what that pizza looks like in the Pizza Dome. There's been no adjustments on this oven. Just simply slid the Pizza Dome in, preheated it for 30 minutes, and this is what we're going to get. We have 3 minutes left. So, while we're waiting for that pizza to be done, if you notice, this dough is very wet. This is a Neapolitan thin pizza dough. You know, you're going to find that it may not be the easiest dough to work with, but it is my favorite. And I'm from Connecticut, and growing up right outside the New Haven area, you know, since before I had teeth, I've been eating high quality pizza, and most of it's been Neapolitan. So that's where I probably have, you know, found my love for Neapolitan pizza. But like I said, this isn't a tossing dough, so you can simply just pull it like that and you're ready to go. I'll show you again with the parchment. Place it on the peel. Then I just tear these corners off. But man, this parchment paper makes it 10 times easier to cook pizza at home. It does the same thing. And when you take it out of the oven, I simply put it on a sheet pan and release it from the peel and let it cool for a second, cut it up and serve it. Discard the parchment paper and get another piece for your next pizza. See where we're at. Sorry about that. I'm going to give it a little peek. Okay, I think we're good. We're going to pull it out at 7 minutes. I'm going to simply remove this one. What I like to do to remove a pizza from a regular home oven, I grab a pair of tongs along with my pizza peel. I go into the oven. I gently grab the crust, slide the pizza peel underneath, pull it out. That's 7 minutes. And there you have it, ready to cut up and serve.